Happy Friday, Boss Up family and Hope TV family. Listen, it's a new year. We are the House of Hope Atlanta. Dr. E. Dewey Smith Jr. is our pastor, and we believe that life with God is better in every way, every day. Listen, I want to thank all of you for tuning in, for watching us, for rocking with us, and staying with us since March of 2020. Can you believe it's been that long? And we're now at January 2021. I am so thankful for each of you who've been viewing our Boss Up episodes and have been sharing them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to shout out our producers and our team, our media team, who helps us make sure that we provide you with exciting and informative programming and encouragement for entrepreneurs and business owners. So tonight will not disappoint you. I promise you, we have a guest to kick off the year that I believe is going to give us exactly what we need to start this year strong as bosses and professionals. So let me introduce our guest. Our very first guest to kick off the year is Teresa R. Pryor. There's so many titles I could give her, but she's a contemporary Renaissance woman with an unusual balance of giftedness, kindness, wisdom, and a tremendous heart to serve. I know all of that personally just by working with her. She's the CEO of Collabo, a multifaceted organization comprised of the colorful parts of her personality and her own being. She received her Bachelor of Arts in Biblical Education from Beulah Heights. Shout out to all the Beulah Heights alum and students who may be watching. And she graduated magna cum laude and was nationally recognized for her academic success. She's an event planner. She works with the College of Bishops. I could go on and on and on about all the great things that she does, but I'm going to let her tell you about her for herself. So, Teresa, will you say hello to the Boss Up family tonight?
Hey, y'all. I'm so happy to be with you all on tonight. I want to thank Pastor Carter for even inviting me and thinking that I was worthy to be on this Boss Up show. But I am so grateful and thankful for the invitation to be with you all tonight. And I know we're going to have great fun. It's the top of the year. And we've had some things that happen behind us, but I'm looking forward to 2020 and what it had 2021 and what it has to bring for us. And so, hey, I'm excited about tonight, and I'm excited to talk to you and to your audience. So let's go. I'm ready.
Let's go. I'm ready to talk. So I want to just lay out the theme for this particular series and this particular season of the show.
Sure.
We're going to be talking about what it means to be a lady boss and how we overcome challenges in that role. I know you can talk about that.
Yes.
Before we get started, I don't want anybody to miss it. Welcome if you're just joining us. I need all of our viewers to share this video on all of your social pages, because I know you know some bosses. You may be a boss. You know someone who needs to hear what we're talking about tonight. So if you haven't shared this video, I need you to do that right now. Okay, let's get to it. The first question I want to ask you, Teresa, is how would you describe your brand and what you do? What do you do? Tell us.
Listen. This is what I would say, and you said it out of my bio. It is it's a conglomerate of who I am, and I think when we learn how to be who we are, I've just kind of started, making money off of the things that God designed me, how God designed me, and so that's how Collabo became. It's a word that comes from collaborate. And what I love doing is collaborating with people. And so what I found was I ended up doing a business that included all of who I was. So you got your event planning going on, you got your mentoring going on, you got your ministry going on, you got financial planning going on. You got these different parts of me that where I collaborate with people, and God just said, put it all together. And so that's what Collabo is. It's where it's all of me in an organization. And I think that when we learn how to do that, then you end up having fun doing what you do. And then life becomes much easier.
Boss Up family, I told y'all this episode was not going to disappoint you. She's already giving us wisdom in the first 5 minutes. I got to go back. You said something that I thought was so major. Are you telling us that our authenticity can be monetized? That just by
What?
ourselves we create money and create wealth for ourselves? So you got to unpack that. How
Let me
do
tell
we
you
take?
something.
Yeah, talk to us.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Um, when you find what you like and you can make money doing that, that is the best feeling ever. A lot of people never tap into that. Never. People go to work every day doing things they don't like doing. That's not living. That's not living. You're existing, you are. And you may be existing well, but you're not necessarily living until you tap into that thing that God actually created you to do. And then when you can monetize that, that's living. When you can get a
Wow.
check for doing what you like,
Listen.
that's when that's when you're living. That's when you live. Let me tell you something that happened recently, and I think it's amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, and this is something very, very small, and I don't know how, where it's going, but my mom passed away in May of 2020. Devastated, of course. However, my mother was a baker. She was like the baker. I never tried to bake. Ever, ever, ever. Never, never, never. Never would, because she was the baker. What I need to bake for? She baked. All I did was come in and ate. Well, after Mama passed away, I have all of her recipes, and we all were trying to decide, okay, who's gonna do who? Okay, now what? Who's gonna? We ain't got no more red velvet cakes. We ain't got no. Who gonna do this? So I said, you know what? I'll try my hand at a few of her things. I mean, I'm not my mama, but my stepfather was used to getting a rum cake on his birthday from her, and I said I don't want him to be sad, so I'm gonna try to make him a rum cake, and so I did. It came
Wow.
out decent, and I was like,
Oh,
oh, okay. So then I said, well, let me try my hand at her banana pudding, and so I did. It came out good, and I said, oh, wait a minute, hold on. So then for my own birthday, she would always make me this chocolate pound cake. I tried my hand at it. It came out good. I said, Mama, hold on. What you trying to tell me? What you trying to tell me? But it's just that simple. Because then people started they started DMing me and asking me, hey, can you make me a cake? Can you make me a cake? I posted it. I just posted, hey, look what I did. I wasn't trying to sell no cakes. But they were like, hey, how much you'll charge me for? How much you'll charge me for? And I was like, whoa, 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 wait, wait, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? But that's how things happen. I was enjoying just, honoring my mom and really enjoying that. And all of a sudden, I'm getting orders.
wow.
But
Wow.
that's how I believe that's what God wants us to live in. That's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to enjoy it like that, doing things that you enjoy, and then letting those things be monetized. And that's living. So while, people started ordering, and I'm started enjoying my mama and getting paid
I
for
love
it.
that. Listen, I gotta jump in right there because you've presented us with an example of what it means to have a gift and your gift provide opportunities for you to make revenue, but the gift makes room for you. So I want to go
Yeah.
back to Collabo. And
Yeah.
a lot of entrepreneurs who come on here, they share with us that they chose to start a business. But some people just kind of did what you described. It just happened. So I
Yeah.
want to know from you,
Yeah.
did entrepreneurship choose you or did you choose it? How did you become a business owner?
I think I was raised by entrepreneurs. I've always been in a family of entrepreneurs. They have a when I was 5, I had a ice cream parlor named after me. Penny's Cone Parlor. Penny is my nickname. Don't tell
Okay,
nobody, y'all.
Penny, I didn't know that.
So
You know, I'm gonna start calling you Penny.
that
Start
hey,
calling you Penny.
that don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. So, but my grandfather had he just opened his ice cream parlor, and he lived off of Moreland Avenue, and we had an ice cream parlor. The family ran it, and we had all of our friends and extended family were all parts of it, and it just was it was a great business. And I watched him. He also was. We have there were football stadiums that he gave oversight to, the concession stand. So we went from Lakewood Stadium to the different stadiums that they do the high school football
Yeah.
games. And so I just watched him. My grandmother always was in charge of um, different trips that people went on. And so even though it may not have been an organization per se, that entrepreneurship spirit was has always been a part of my family. And so I always watch people be in charge. I've always
Mm-hmm.
watched people be in charge. And and so I was raised that way. Okay, so when my grandmother stepped back, I stepped forward in some of the things. And so when my grandfather got ill, then I stepped forward. Well, first my dad stepped forward, and then I stepped forward with the ice cream parlor. And so that's always kind of been in us. So I think it chose me as I'm thinking about it. You asked the question that I'm really talking my way through. It kind of chose me, and I
Sure
didn't
did.
realize it chose me. And then, like I said, like my mom, she was a baker, but she did that because she liked it. She sold cakes, but and she never commercialized it, as far as having a bakery or anything like that. But she was always an entrepreneur in that she did make money from those types of things. And so sometimes I think that we don't, because we may not make it a organization or a corporation, we may not consider ourselves entrepreneurs, but you really are. um Even though you may not do all the formalization that it requires to have organization, you
Right.
still are, you still have to see yourself as an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, because you have that entrepreneur spirit is within you. So I think it chose me. I think I was birthed into it, sometimes a lot of us are. But then there are some of us that aren't, and they just know this is what I'm supposed to do, and they will move forward and get the things done and get around people that can help them. Because I also, even though it was in me, I knew I had something that may have been a little further than what I had seen. And so I also got around people that could help me push mine in a little further than what I knew and what I had been around. And so I placed myself around people that could help me make some decisions that would take me a little further than what I had seen and what I had known.
So just in listening to you speak and then hearing you talk about your mom, we're gonna get into what May was like for you in just a minute, because I believe you have something to share that's gonna help an entrepreneur who had
Sure.
a 2020 that was just as rough as yours. So we're
Yeah.
gonna get into that. But since this is the ladies' takeover, this is the
Yeah.
Boss Up Ladies
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Yes.
I got you. How do you think your journey as a woman has impacted your journey as an entrepreneur? Like, do those worlds intersect, or has there been anything different for you being a lady boss? Do you have any tips for lady bosses who may be watching?
Well, I have to be honest. I'm just growing into that. For so long, I was one of those who just was okay being um, not heard and not
Mm,
seen. And I took the role of, I'm just gonna, I'm okay being in the background.
wow.
And I think we do that, sometimes out of insecurity, sometimes out of just different reasons
Good.
that we decide, um, I'm gonna just stay back here. But when we begin to talk about my May experience, that was one of the lessons that I had to learn, was that people needed to hear my voice. And there were some things that I needed to do and say that were going to cause me to have to come to the forefront. And I had all the things that I needed to have, and I had been around the people and the resources and human resources, and I had everything I needed. I just was comfortable in the background. And it just was time to open up that curtain and step forward.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes it's timing. I think, I don't
Yes.
think it's too late, or it's, I waited too long. I just think it's the timing of the Lord. And we just have to know when it's time to step forward. And so now my time is now. And I'm grateful for it, because I'm in a season of the woman.
Come
We got
on.
we got a we got a vice
Kamala
president elect
Harris.
that's a
Yes.
woman. So I know
Yes.
I'm in the right timing. And I mean, it's just the timing of the woman right now. And I don't say that, to push my brothers down in any way, but I just think the curtain is being open, and it's time for women to step forward. I mean, we have some great women that have gone before us and paved the way for us. But really, this is really the time of the woman. And so, in their strength, in those that have gone before me, and in their strength, um, I'm forging ahead.
So you said something that was really key. I'm kind of trying to take notes and make sure I stay with you. You said that there are moments in our journey where we have to step up. And a lot of us, women, I even believe brothers do it too. We stay in the background for fear of failure, or we're
Yeah,
insecure about our skill
absolutely,
set. We're insecure that
absolutely,
the path that we're on is the journey for us. So now you
absolutely.
already took me there. So we got to go there. When you reflect on how difficult 2020 was hard for all of us. What
Absolutely,
gave
absolutely.
strength? What gave you the strength to show up? Because you and I kind of I love starting the year with
Hmm.
somebody that I know outside of their profession. I know you as a person, and I remember the
Hmm.
beautiful relationship you had with your mom. She was
Yeah.
dynamic, and so I know you were heartbroken. So,
Yeah.
on Boss Up, we
Yeah.
tell the truth. We're transparent.
Yeah.
How
Absolutely.
did you show up? How did you show up in your life after something that hard? Because somebody in 2021 is like, I don't even know how to put things back together. So how did you get the
Let me tell
strength to
you.
show up in life?
So here's what I said, and I just told I'm sharing this because even just as recent as not long ago, I had to tell someone this, and that is, I said to God, my heart is broken, and the only way it will be mended is if you put it back together again. Point blank. I said, Humpty Dumpty, not gonna be able to come back together again unless you put it together again. And
Yes.
I took my hands off of it. I mean, I really, and I have watched God. I had no other recourse. I had no other recourse. I was in a place that I had never been before. I had never felt that feeling of brokenheartedness before. I did not know what to do. I just didn't. And I said, God, if you don't do this, whatever this looks like, it's just not going to get done. It's just not. But then, and I think what God did in that moment was he reminded me, because I also had lost my grandmother a year before, my mom's
Yes.
mom.
I remember
And
that.
I think I just began to reflect on them and who they were. And both of them were so full of life, love, giving. It just wouldn't be right to be anything else. You know what I mean? Like, I think for
Yeah.
some reason that's just kind of how he reasoned that out with me. Like, in for you to live, if you're gonna live in honor of them, you can't be in darkness because they were such bright lights. And
Wow.
I got that. I understood that. It just clicked with me, and I was like, okay, so what do I do? What do I do The first thing I did was I got a therapist.
Come on.
I told my therapist I'm gonna walk around with a sign because I think everybody that is alive in 2021 needs one. We all, I'm talking about everybody in the world, because we all went through loss and grief. All of us have been through a traumatic experience. You didn't have to lose a loved one. 2021, 2020 in itself was just traumatic.
It
So we
was.
all need a
It,
therapist. We all need a therapist. I said, I'm gonna walk around with a sign saying therapy, therapy. There, everybody needs a therapist. I believe that. So, and that got me on my road to understanding and trying to stay grounded and helping me think right. And when I would go dark, she would try to help me. She would try to help me not stay there, allowing me to go in places that I needed to go for a moment, but not letting me stay there.
major.
And yeah, just I mean, I'm still in. It's a work in progress. I mean, it hasn't even been a year yet, so I'm still a work in progress. But I think about them. I think about this is I'm doing things in honor of them, and I want to be the best I can be for them. The other thing is, when I lost my dad died in 2008, and
I'm
he
sorry.
died 14 days after his mom. He,
Wow.
I believe my father died of a broken heart. My mother, as I said, died about a year after her mom. But I remember I have a younger brother who's 21 years younger than I am. And
Wow.
he asked me, he said, "Do you think mommy ever got over losing granny?" And I said, "Oh, I don't think so." And then he looked at me and said, "Do you think we'll be okay?" And I said to him, "Yes." And I said to God, I don't want to die with a broken heart. Like I don't want that to be my story. And so because of that, I want to make sure that I do everything. I want to put it all out. I don't want to go down with nothing on the inside of me. I'm leaving it all here with y'all. I want to
So
get it all out.
let me jump in right there because I want to welcome anyone who's just joining us. We have the Teresa Pryor with us, and she is giving us so much encouragement and empowerment, especially if you go through something hard. And so I need you to share
Yeah.
this video on all of your social media platforms. Just got to do that quick housekeeping piece because all of this I know is empowering me and encouraging me for my journey. And so I know it's
Yeah.
empowering you guys as well. So since you've already taken us through the hard
Yeah.
things are gonna happen, you're gonna have difficult moments. I wanna kind of end and we kind of close out on the joy. 2020 was
Yeah.
it was crazy. Can you tell us
Crazy.
one thing that happened in 2020 that you are grateful for or something
Yes, I
good?
can.
Was there something
Yeah, I
positive
can.
that happened that you were like, you know what, I can make it? Where was the joy in 2020 for you as an entrepreneur,
Yes.
businesswoman, woman of God? Where was the joy?
Two things happen. A lot of things happen actually. And it's amazing that dichotomy that we had to live in, because as things were very bad, things were also that good as well. I don't know how God does that. He's God. I can't figure him out. But here you go. One, I decided to go back to school. I said, "Hey,
Congratulations.
I'm going to." Yeah, thank you. I'm going back to school. I wanted to hone my craft a little bit more because, hey, this is the hour of the woman, and I need to be. I want to be on top of the things that I want to do, and I began to get some clarity in some things that God is calling me to do. And so, in order to do those things, I'm starting down this journey. And so I needed to go. I need to go back to school. That was one of the things that I needed to go back to school to do. And I will be honest and transparent. School and I haven't been. We didn't do so good the last time when I was trying to do my master's. I'm just be honest. And I was very scared to go back. But I want everybody to know that I got a 4.0 grade point average to this moment.
Come
Nothing but
on.
A's since I started. Because it's the right timing. We talked about that. Timing is always important. And so it's the timing of it. And so it just it worked. It worked this time. And because
Let
it's
me
the
ask
timing of
you,
the Lord. And uh-huh.
wait, let me ask you something on that, because a lot of people had to pivot this past year and do something different. How did you get the courage to shift back into a school mindset? I mean, I know we're about the same age. We both probably in our 30s, maybe, because you look
Yeah,
younger.
right.
But
Yeah, right, honey.
but
I don't
but
mind telling people I'm 52. I don't mind telling them because I like saying that.
so how did you get the courage at 52 to go back to
Yes,
school? How did you do that?
because in order to do what it is that I got to do, I got to be ready. I mean, it's just the stuff you got. It's just, when you look at some things, I believe things are going to be revealed in a way where things are going to be made, they're going to be revealed in a way where you're understanding some things better. I went back to do the same program, but I realized I was doing the wrong program. I went to the same school, and as I was doing to go back to do the same program, I realized I was trying to do an MS, and I realized I should have been trying to do an MBA. So I was trying to do the
Yeah,
science of project management. I needed to be doing MBA with the emphasis in project management. So I think things are gonna become more clear. We had 2020 allowed us to be still for a minute and really get some clarity on some things.
facts, facts.
Yeah, and so that's what helped me. I was clear because I was doing the wrong thing at first. And so it gave me some clarity. And now because I'm clear and I'm doing the right thing, I'm excelling in it. And I'm excited about it because I'm excelling in it because I got some clarity because I sat down for a minute. Thank you,
This
2020. And no, we don't even say thank you to 2020, but there were some good things that happened in 2020. And that was one of them. My second thing is, I'm going to
this
say
is
it.
powerful. Come on,
I'm going to
this is
say it.
powerful.
I actually fell in love in 2020.
Oh, that is so
Go
dynamic.
figure. Go figure. Go figure.
So
Go figure.
so you gotta stay right there,
Oh,
because
I don't want to
one of
stay that long now.
well, I know
I'm
you.
only kidding. I'm only kidding. I'm
What
only
what
kidding.
one of the themes in the Boss Up Show, or on the Boss Up Show, is you get a lot of people who are busy and they really don't have time for love. So, as we prepare to kind of close out this episode, what advice do you
Hmm.
have for those of us? I can speak for me. When I get home, I barely have enough left for me. So,
Hmm.
how do you make time to build relationships when you are running at a crazy pace all the time? How do you make time for
2020,
love?
2020 should have helped us all. It should have helped us. It should have helped us learn to be creative and innovative when you couldn't go and couldn't move. Now, the couldn't go and couldn't move was because of something different. It's because we was quarantined and you're stuck in the house.
Right.
However, it showed you video chatting, Zooming, and coming up with different creative ways of doing things. I wake up in the morning and I call you on a video while I'm cooking breakfast and you're doing. So it made us do some things differently than we weren't used to doing when it came to relationships. And so again, it doesn't make us. I'm still busy too, and so is he. But the first thing is you got to make time. That person has to be important enough, and just you got to make the time. They got to be important, and you just got to make time. And then the second
So,
thing is in making the
so
time, be creative.
yes. So, really quick, should people who are busy like us, entrepreneurs,
Hmm.
professionals, should people who are busy like us find people who are just as busy as we are? Or do you find that it should be someone who has a little bit more time in order for it to balance? Or can two busy
No, let me
people
tell
make it
you
work?
something. Yeah, now this is just me, and listen, don't take it ain't gold what I'm saying because we still trying to work it out. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest, but it worked better when I was in. Now that I'm in school and I'm busy, because he's always been busy. He's always been busier than me. But now that I'm in school, because see, when I wasn't in school, I was worrying the heck out of him. But now that I'm in school and I got other stuff to do, now he can't get me like he used to could get me. And now he's like, "Well, where are you? What you doing?" Well, I'm gonna have to call you back because I'm studying right now. I can't talk right now. So it's making it very interesting because now I'm not as available as I was. So it's making this thing real cute to me. Because now it's like, "Hey, babe, what you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm studying. I'm gonna have to call you back. Give me a couple of hours. I'll call you back, okay?" And then he's like, "Oh, okay. All right. Well, buzz me when you're done." And then when I get done, I forget and I fall asleep. And then I get a call and I'm like, "You still studying?" "Oh, no, I'm sorry. Sorry, I fell asleep. I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. I'm so sorry." But I
So
love it. Cause yeah, so it's making it work. So I do think that it works that we're both really busy, but it also makes it where, we have to make the time. We just decide, hey, on this day, we're going to stop and we're going to do whatever it is that we need to do so we can spend some time together.
So, if you are just joining us, we have had the pleasure of talking with the Teresa Pryor. She's an event planner, she's an
What is
elder in
that,
the church,
the?
a proclaimer of the gospel, and
Yes,
she
I
is
love
one of,
God.
I feel like she's one of God's best gifts to the House
Oh,
of
it's
Hope
so
family. She
sweet.
actually works on our staff. And so I just want to thank you again for sharing with us. If you're just joining us, share this video because I know you have some friends and some bosses, male or female, who just need a little
Hmm.
encouragement on a Friday night. So as we conclude,
Hey,
Teresa, tell us how we can find you because there may be somebody watching who is saying, "Oh, I need her to plan my next big event," or "I just want to connect with her. I just want to inspire." So how can we reach you? How would you like us to reach you if we want to link up with you for business?
so you can reach me on social media on Instagram at prior to the event. You get it? Prior to the event. Uh,
I like it.
on Instagram. You can DM me or yeah, just send me a message there, and then I will get back to you as soon as possible.
We're going to close out, but I want to leave our audience with this. If you've listened to this conversation, one thing that I think, or one statement that sums up what Teresa shared with us is hard things are going to happen, but as
They
long
are.
as you remember light, the light that those loved ones brought into your life, if you lost a loved one, or the light of something else great that has happened on your journey, or just you can find encouragement from knowing that you made it. If you can just find that,
Yes.
can
Yes.
make it through anything.
Yes.
We are
Dig
the
deep.
House of,
Yeah.
Amen. We're the House of Hope Atlanta. Dr. E. Dewey Smith Jr. is our pastor. And we believe that life with God is better in every way, every day. Have
Every
a
day.
wonderful Friday evening. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.